Hi guys, it is a spectacularly gorgeous day here in the end times in paradise in St. Croix Virgin Islands. Somehow I've made it to Thursday morning, March 10th, 2016. You can probably hear the planet eaters in the background as I'm having this rant. And this little rant today, an article I found on Alternet this morning. I was going to make this part of my Saturday Clueless Moron Roundup rant, but I almost think it deserves its own little rant. This is about credit card debt. I have mentioned several times that I have no credit card debt. I paid off my credit cards in the fall of 2008. I remember that my Home Depot credit card, this one store credit card, I had racked up over $22,000. Not to mention the thousands of dollars on my Walmart, Sam's Club credit card, and of course just my regular Bank of America Visa card. Good God Almighty, I was paying in 2008 probably close to $500 a month, and all I would do is pay my minimums without even touching the interest. Well, I'm done with all that. But apparently once again Hambone finds himself in the minority. I mean, these statistics over these clueless morons in their credit cards. Good God. I guess this is true. It is hard to believe. And the title of this story from Alternet today: Americans are racking up credit card debt at a jaw-dropping rate. I'll put the link onto this story as a warning sign. After years of reining in credit card spending, Americans are saying charge it more than ever. Americans already have more credit card debt than the citizens of any other country. As a nation, we have long been standouts among the international community in flexing our charge power, but recent leaps and bounds in spending place us far ahead of the pack. In 2015 alone, this is according to a Card Hub study, we added an estimated $71 billion to our collective credit card debt total, surpassing expectations to reach a grand tally at the end of 2015 of over $917 billion in funds due, close to $1 trillion. And when you take that one farther apart, guys, a big contributor to that figure was the fourth quarter spending last year. This is over the Christmas shopping season. In one 3-month period, Americans charged $52.4 billion in 3 months. $52 billion. That's an impressive amount of debt to rack up in just 3 months, particularly considering that one 3-month period nearly equals the entire credit debt accrued during the year 2014. And during this one quarter, during the last 3 months of last year, the figures are not in for the first 3 months of this year, of course, but during this one 3-month period, we added more credit card debt than in 2009, 2010, and 2011 put together. That brings dollars owed to credit card companies, otherwise known as the banksters behind it all, by each debt-saddled American family up to $7,879, the highest since the Great Recession of 2008. Good Lord. And how many people do you think pay off their credit card bills month to month? That would be 37%, 17.3% pay whatever they can afford, and about 16% take the option I used to take before I pulled my head out of my ass to pay the minimum balance. That's not surprising, considering that according to one survey, 48% of Americans have more credit card debt than savings. I'm surprised, actually, at how low that number is. I would have thought that number would have been higher. There you go. Talking about interest rates should start rising. This is not to set off any alarmist bells, but there's reason to be at least a little bit worried about these statistics. This is Card Hub from their report, from Card Hub. We are now perilously close to a tipping point at which balances become unsustainable and delinquency rates skyrocket, which could lead to a considerable constriction in credit availability, which is exactly what we need. Something clearly has to give, and it does not seem to be our spending habits. And then they go into looking at this study about credit card debt anxiety levels. This is a 2015 study from Prosper Marketplace. This is some of the findings from this study. 19.5% of Americans say their credit card debt causes more stress than their jobs. 10% find it more stressful than their personal health issues. And 7.4% put it on par with the death of a relative. In exchange for having their credit card debt disappear, more than 10% of people would agree to be homeless for a year, and until, of course, they try it for a week. Nearly 5% would break off their current romantic relationship, and 3% would lose an arm or a leg, literally. And then they put on all these graphs from these studies. What other things would they do? 4.3, not carry any type of insurance for 3 years, and of course I'm in that category too. Not take a vacation of any kind for 5 years, 27%. Not dine out for 10 years, 14.5%. Not consume any alcohol for 20 years, 12%. And of course, the biggest bullshit of them all, never have another credit card again. If they could just pay off their credit card debt. How many times have I had the rant to prepare for the end times to save your ass in the end times, pay off anything you have that has credit attached to it. You are feeding the banksters. The number one way that you are enslaved and in bondage to the slave masters is that gas-sucking car of yours. And number two, well, and hell, man, I don't know, it's neck and neck. Possibly the number one way you are a slave is every time you give 1 penny of credit payment to those goddamn banksters behind it all, you are directly feeding the mouth of the dragon, taking down this planet. And anyway, on this beautiful day, if I can be heard above the planet eaters moving through the jungle, I'm going to let's take our 5-year look back on the Fukushima disaster on the eve of destruction. But I'm coming back with that rant in 1 minute. Bye, guys.